This is Coffee Talk on a chilly, hi Stella, on a chilly start, the coldest morning we have seen in quite some time. My friends, it is frosty outside. This is not a drill. This is not a joke either. It's very cold. You can see in the bottom left corner, Orlando currently checking in at 38 degrees. We are going to be showing those temperatures through the morning. Now, that said, we do have advisories. So before we get out to our tower cam network, let's just peek outside. There is still at this point a freeze warning in effect for Marion County and for inland Flagler County. The rest of Central Florida's winter weather advisories have expired as of 8 a.m. because as the sun continues to come up, the temperatures will be coming up. Here's a live look outside on our tower cam network. Downtown Orlando looking great. Hi, Stella. You are so needy this morning. Tower Cam Network showing a beautiful start, and it is a beautiful start. But as the sun angle gets higher, at least we will be able to bring those temperatures up, okay? First warning, Doppler radar, rain-free. There is no concerns of rain this morning because the reality is in many spots, if it were to rain, it wouldn't rain, if you catch my drift. It would be a little more of a winter precipitation of sorts. 38 degrees right now in the city, as we had mentioned. It is 39 in Claremont. 30 degrees, still below freezing in the Villages, 27 degrees in Ocala. We're at 34 back over to Palm Coast and 33 degrees in Palm Bay. Lots and lots of pictures of frost. It's funny, this morning Eric was talking about how much snow there was on the ground. In my neighborhood, driving him to school, it was the same kind of idea. So, yeah, lots of white on the grass. Of course, that's not snow. That is frost. The dew has a better ability to freeze thanks to the latent heat release. Angela says, Stella knows no one else is home, so you must be talking to her. I know, and she's just sitting, standing by. Carolyn, good morning to you. Nancy, good morning. Susie says freezing. I mean, there's a definite chill in the air. Jamie over on YouTube, good morning to you. Deborah, good morning to you. Ice on my windshield this morning in Melbourne, right? And it's 36 degrees in Melbourne right now. What about our actual lows? So it's 27 degrees right now in Ocala. Let's check in and see how low we got. Give me 2 seconds to find the silly graphic. But I'm sure I make the goofiest faces. Here we are. All right, low temperatures today. So we made it down officially to 36 at Orlando International Airport, made it down to 25 degrees in Ocala, made it down to 34 Daytona Beach, 34 in Melbourne. So definitely a chill in the bottom left corner. What you're seeing is the current temperature, so big change. And as a matter of fact, it was a big change. Temperatures yesterday were running 5, 10, 15 degrees colder than the day before. Temperatures this morning running 5, 10, 15 degrees colder than the day before. So it is a chill. But my friends, as we look to the afternoon, I am happy to say we do bring up the temperatures. Here's a look at where we are headed. 43 degrees, 9 o'clock, 55 degrees by lunchtime, 64 by 3 o'clock. So it's not going to be warm, but it's also not going to be cold. We are actually, and you know, we're not going to have to wait for the sun to come up like we did yesterday. The sun is already up. It's beautiful. So we are going to be looking better and better through the day. Absolutely. Sophia, Eric, please finish this sentence. It's so cold in Orlando. We're colder than we should be. I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked to see like temperatures across other cities, but I mean, I know that it's cold across the nation. But yeah, we're colder than it should be. Does that work? Does that work for you? Here's a look at the national map. Let's just compare, okay? 38 in Orlando. Wow, yeah. I mean, you figure it's colder here than it is in Houston. Let me move that box for just a moment. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's almost as cold in St. Louis. So that's 38 in Orlando, but again, let's just compare for a moment. Let's pick our coldest spot. 27 in Ocala. It's colder in Ocala than it is in Wichita, Kansas. It's colder in, it's almost as cold in Ocala as it is in Boston, Massachusetts. Does that work for a comparison? I don't know. What do you think? At least the temperatures go up from here. That's the important thing to know. While it is a frosty morning and this is impact weather, we do get better and better through the day. 60s for high temperatures today. It's going to stay chilly, but at least the sun will make it feel a little better. Yeah. Becca, it feels like back home in Detroit. Oof. David says, baby, it's cold outside. Good stuff. Jamie, sure is nice to see the sun. Isn't that true? It's funny because, Jeannie and I were just chatting about, like, what if we had ever taken a job up in New York? I don't know that we would have survived it as easily as others because yesterday was a rough day, Barbara, good morning. Cold in our area this morning. It is so true. Carolyn, did we ever make it up to 60 yesterday? Let's look. Stand by. Yesterday's highs. Oh my gosh, it only made it up to 48 yesterday in Ocala. Are you kidding me? We made it up to 53 in Orlando. Is that a blown forecast? Yeah. It happens sometimes. Yesterday, I will say, yesterday the clouds did not clear out like we had thought that they would. So, there you go. Yeah. So, for today, what do I wear? What to wear forecast? Winter jacket, hat, sleeves, boots. Casita, I need some help. You get it? Parents, you'll get it. Winter jacket this morning, and then into the afternoon, you'll be able to transition to just long sleeves because those temperatures do at least trend up and up and up. But it is a chilly one. Yeah. Heavy frost even on the ground in Palm Coast, Kendra says. Indeed. Buenos dias, Marcos. Good morning to you. Mirza saying 30 in Orange City. Indeed. Oxford, 28 degrees. Yeah, Carolyn, I get what you're saying. Nancy, I think I will head to Vegas for the 43 degree. Why not? Head to Vegas, stay in Vegas, because whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? It's colder here than in Germany. Good gravy. Vanessa's Life over on YouTube. Good morning to you. Same time zone with Boston. Yeah, there's that as well, Jim. That's correct. Frank says it definitely wakes you up. Yeah. Let's see here. Good morning from Wisconsin and the cheese guy. Thomas, good morning. Still sulking after my Green Bay Packers lost in the divisional round on Saturday night. I'm still sulking as the Buccaneers lost in the divisional round yesterday. But such is life. What a weekend. I feel like everybody lost in that last second. Ugh, good gravy. That was not fun. Evelyn, good morning to you. My daughter is amazed at the white on the ground, closest to snow she's ever seen. She was so happy. Well, and it's funny you say that because my son thought that it was snow. He just kept saying, look at all the snow. Look at all the, he just thought it was. Yeah. No heat in Ocala. Is that because there's a problem or is that because you just refuse to do it? Long johns. Yeah. Whatever you have to do to stay warm. It's funny. A meteorologist colleague... A meteorologist colleague. Let me see if I can find this tweet. So you know that I work with stations all across the country, right? You know that. Let me find this. So one of our stations is in Portland, Maine. I have to find the tweet because it's pretty funny. A lot of Twitter activity this morning. Hold on. All right. Okay. So Ted McInerney, he's a meteorologist at our station in Portland, Maine, and we always tease each other because of the weather, right? So I posted coldest day of the season for some of us. Here's a look around town, and it was showing 27 in Ocala at the time. It was showing 39 in Orlando. And Ted posts, usually I get a good chuckle out of Florida cold, but that is legit cold for you guys. Wow. Yeah. Which is, he wasn't wrong. Meanwhile, this is one of Ted's tweets here from this morning, which is light snow coming, and he's talking about 2 to 3 inches of light snow around. So, yeah. It is, it's legit cold, right? But Typical Florida, we do have the opportunity to rebound things a little bit. High pressure going to keep us nice and chilly through the day today. But watch the Gulf of Mexico. Watch the storm system approaching us from the Gulf of Mexico over the course of the day tomorrow. That storm system is going to move in. It is going to give us an opportunity for some rain. That's going to be our next weather maker. And then it eventually helps to kind of reiterate this chill. But what's interesting about this is that it actually kind of sets up a fairly unsettled weather pattern over the next couple of days. Let's just take a look at Central Florida's most accurate 7-day forecast, okay? Today, the sunniest of the days, honestly, this week, because tomorrow we bring that storm system in. And we're going with a 70% coverage of rain. Now, we're going to take a look at Futurecast, don't you worry. But, yeah, rain in the forecast. Showers in there for Wednesday. A couple of showers even Thursday, and then another rain opportunity for Friday before we clear things out by the weekend. Next weekend, by the way, if you recall on Coffee Talk Saturday, the GFS was hinting at some very cold air coming in for the weekend. Yeah. So maybe this is a little conservative. We'll have to see. But either way, we are entering into a fairly unsettled weather pattern here. Okay, over the next couple of days. John says I'm still in my jammies. I'm still drinking the hot coffee. Granted, this is the second time I've reheated it. Is there a limit to how many times you reheat coffee? What do you think? What do you think? I don't know. Crystal, I broke down and finally turned the heat on in my house. Yeah. Not a bad idea. I don't like it. I don't like it cold in my house. And so I had the heat on. My brother Frank says all the games were just incredible. I didn't watch the Chiefs-Bills game last night, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to go back to watch that one. From all accounts, first off, being a UCF fan, Gabe Davis seemingly knocked it out of the park, which I love that. But we'll have to definitely go back and watch that. See how that plays out. I mean, I know who won, but I want to see it, you know? Larissa says, Frost here in Apopka. Indeed. Crystal, I love your wallpaper. What wallpaper? Oh, you mean the, these are curtains. Yeah, these are, you love the curtain. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, those are just curtains, but thank you. I appreciate that. Vanessa's Life says, hard to get motivated to work out in this cold. I get it. Yeah. All right. So we know that there's a storm system marching in tomorrow. Let's just take a look at Futurecast and kind of zero in on the rain chances, shall we? Give me a few moments to find it. All right, here we are. All right. So here's Futurecast for the rain chances, okay? So first off, we'll just start right now. And things are looking good. Things are looking good. We've got, obviously, a cold start to our day. And, we could just scroll right through Monday because there's not much going on today. We do add some additional clouds late this afternoon. That's going to prevent our temperatures from really ever getting to a nice warm register. It's going to help to block some of that sun. Overnight tonight, they'll keep going tomorrow. Notice late tonight is when we already start to see some of those showers. But definitely tomorrow, even tomorrow morning, yeah, we're going to have some showers around. And it's important to note, before we even get much further, that tomorrow morning, while not as cold, is going to be another cool start. So, yeah, it's going to be a cold rain tomorrow. I know, not as cold, but it's going to be a cold rain. It's like, come on, man, really? That's gross. But remember, for me, this is a good reminder of like, oh, we only have to deal with a little bit of this. It's better than what other places have to deal with, right? I mean, truth be told. Winter to spring. Yeah. Jeannie, did we break some records? We did not. The records, Ocala does not keep records. But the records across the rest of Central Florida were in the 20s. And Ocala got to the 20s, but there's no records kept there. Yeah. I hope it stays this way for the weekend. It will be nice for the Rolex. Yeah, well, temperatures are going to be chilly this weekend, but let's continue through Futurecast. I want to make sure everybody knows about the rain chances for tomorrow, okay? So morning, couple of showers. Continuing through, look at that into the afternoon. Oh, man, waves of heavier rains around. That's gross. And that's going to continue right through dinner time, through that evening commute. Why do I have a feeling that I'm going to be in the weather lab tracking that? Maybe I'm, call me crazy, but I've just got a gut feeling they're going to be like, hey, why don't we take the weather lab out and we'll talk about the rainfall? Because it's cold rain. Perfect. Where are you going? Call me crazy. And then after that, it just kind of keeps around. So again, if we just kind of pop that up, notice the shower chances. Tomorrow's going to be a rainy day. Showers are going to linger on Wednesday. Thursday doesn't look bad, and ironically, I believe Thursday's the next launch over at the Kennedy Space Center. Is tomorrow at 39 or is it at 40? I don't remember. Hold on. Let me check. Stand by. Tomorrow's, the 24th, 5th, 6th. Yeah, so Thursday at 6 p.m. off of 40. All right, so there's a Falcon 9 on the 27th and the 29th. So Thursdays is on 40, then Sunday's launch is off of 39A. Yeah. Good times. Until it tastes bad or it's gone. I like that. That's the coffee reheat thing. Adam says it was a wild game. Jamie says, yes, you're going to have to watch it. It was spectacular, but I'm a Chiefs fan. Well, I'm a Gabe Davis fan. It's great fun to watch Mahomes, but I'm a Bucs fan. And it's funny because I was like preparing myself the entire Bucs game for the loss, and then Tom Brady did his thing with the team, and it was just like incredible to watch. I was shouting. And then the way that it went down, it was like, I can't even be upset because they never gave up, man. And so it's like, oh man, what a game. All of the games seem like it. Terry's asking, Eric, why aren't you outside? I'm trying to give you the outside view, but yeah, I'm also not crazy. I've got like a buffer. I'm still wearing the jacket because I'm cold from child drop off this morning. But yeah, I've got a buffer. There's a definite buffer for me. I just don't like the cold. Yeah. Don says, reminds me of some temps in New York, but it's definitely colder up there. Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. Jenny says, you were right. The fact that we will be over this cold pretty quick makes it tolerable. That's true. Vicky says 28.6 at my place this morning. Whew. Wow. Terry, why doesn't Ocala keep records? You have to ask the National Weather Service office in Jacksonville, who manages them. That's a good question, though. David says you love being in the weather lab when it's not frigid out. Let's talk about the next couple of days in the weather world because there are some interesting little things happening. All right. So tomorrow into Wednesday, storm system. Okay. Then after that, watch how that one moves out. We stay fairly disturbed and then another one moves in. So we've got this kind of disturbed week of weather coming up where we're going to have shower chances just about every day. Yeah. When is it going to get warm again? There's ice on my car hood. I know. Remember, the thing we all have to remember, okay, is that it is as cold in our area as it gets January and February. And this is below average temperatures. Yeah. When is it going to get warm? Notice there are no 70s on that 7-day forecast. Yeah. I'm sorry. Beverly says, baby, it's cold outside. Jan says, you need the lanai heater. I know, but what am I going to do with it in the 10 other months of the year? If we can figure out how I could get a lanai heater and then take it apart and like put it away. I've got some storage, but I just don't want this big thing like they have at the restaurants, My husband is the same way. He makes a cup of coffee and warms it up several times. Yeah, can't waste it. I feel another cruise ship calling my name somewhere warm. I like that. Yeah. Dawn says, yeah, I did child drop off this morning as well. My grandson pointed out the white grass. Had to explain not snow, just ice. He was so disappointed. I kept saying frost. Eric kept saying snow. So I did my due diligence to try and correct him. But I feel like eventually he'll get there. Evelyn, will it be freezing rain? Well, no, probably not. Probably not. But tomorrow is going to be a gross day. I would venture to say that we need to probably put the impact icon up for tomorrow. It's going to be cold and gross rain. Yeah. They have tabletop size heaters like the large lanai ones. Do they? Jenny says, interesting. I'll have to check that out. Jan says, I actually don't mind a nice cold snap as long as it's sunny. Yeah. Carl, how about an artificial fire pit? Well, I do plan on getting one of those to throw in my yard eventually. But I need to, I need to figure something out. I think I will move to Florida where it's warm. Oh, I like that. Carolyn, is there an airport in Ocala? Historically, the National Weather Service placed sensors at airports. Yeah, absolutely. There's an airport there, and there is a sensor there. But there are no official records. Okay, so let's just chat. So I can get climate data there. I can get you climate data. Like I can get you almanac data for it. OCFTHR. KOCF. All right, so for example, today, yeah, but there's no, they don't. It's Jim Taylor Field, but where do the records go back? Yeah, the data only goes back to 2019. Well, I don't understand that. Let me do it this way. Yeah, for whatever reason. Okay, so there is data in Ocala going back to 1893, okay? And if we use that data, using not an official record, okay, but at the weather station in Ocala, let's just do this real fast. Excuse me, give me 2 seconds. I just want to check. So it's not an official record, but we can kind of generate our own data, unofficial records. So today we hit 25 in Ocala, unofficial record. The lowest that we have read on this date from that site would be back in 2003, and it was 21 degrees. So even if there was official records, it would not be a record. Yeah, but it's an unofficial record. I'd have to check with the Weather Service to see like how they would prefer us to vocalize that, you know? But at any rate, that's the answer, is even if there was records, just checking the unofficial data, we made it down to 21 degrees back in 2003 on this date. Yeah. We're going to Citra to try 2 horses for sale. Oh, very cool, Carrie. Stay warm, stay warm. Dusting a snow, Paul says up in Boston. Good morning to you. Carolyn, who wants to download the data and analyze it? Listen, can I share something with you, kind of nerdy? All right, so if you recall, I just haven't had a ton of time to do long-range forecasting. So one of the things that I did yesterday is I worked with Gary Lezak because I couldn't figure out the long-range cycling. This year has been immensely difficult. And he said, why don't you take and make a graph of the 500 millibar heights and compare it? And I said, I would have never thought to do that. And then I did that. Now, let me share it with you. Not that you're going to care, but you're here and I'm talking, so why not? So if we look at a 68-day cycle, and what you're looking at here is just look at the ebbs and flows, okay? If we're doing a 68-day cycle, you could kind of see where, the ebbs and flows are pretty close together here, right? The ebbs and flows, and then they get off here. What had happened, and this happened last year, remember we started saying it was a 64-day cycle and then it started doing its thing? It started really slowing down and then it sped back up. So it turned to 68 days, and then look at how right at the end there, and I kind of did this, you could see how the orange and the blue line back up at the end and to where we are right now with the 500 millibar heights dropping again. Yeah. So I think we're keyed in now. It's a 64-day cycle. It really slowed down there for about a month, and then it sped back up to fit back into it. So anyway, I have been in data analysis mode all weekend. Yeah. I've been working that LRC to get you that long-range forecast. It's been quite a doozy. It's been a real pain in the tuchus, but I would have never thought to look at the data that way. And there's a mug, I don't even remember where I got it, but there's a mug that I have that it's like if you punish the data enough, it will give in to you or something like that. And it's like perfect. It's like perfect. Now, now that I have found that information, it at least gives me some sort of context, and that's going to help in our long-range hurricane forecasting, which I'm starting. February is the month I'm diving into that, but I do also want to kind of eyeball again and retool our forecasting, and I want to start picking up our monthly forecasting for February and March and April, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. In the meantime, though, here we are in a bit of a cold snap. Coldest of the season in Orlando, 36 this morning. 40 was the lowest that we had seen yet this season. Up into Ocala, yeah, coldest of the season. You made it down today to 25 degrees, I guess. We'll have to check that, but 30. So when you compare temperatures right now, and I love this. Anchorage, Alaska, current temperature, 35. Current temperature in Ocala, 27. Yeah. Context, right? All right, so let's eyeball that 7-day forecast, put it all together for you, okay, my friends? It's going to be a nice and chilly stretch of weather for us. Tomorrow is going to be a crummy day. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. It's going to rain. It's going to be cold. That's getting sick weather. That's put the jackets on, okay? Yeah. Gross. Sorry. I wish I had better weather for you. Heaviest coats, preferably long, and mittens, scarf, hat. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Carolyn says the cause of that shifting would be interesting to study. When we get Gary Lezak on, I want to chat about that with him because I did notice that hurricane season last year, one of the cycles really slowed down, and then it sped right back up to fit in the cycle. So I'm curious, and I haven't gotten a chance to text Gary, but I'm curious, does that happen once a year? Does that happen multiple times a year? Does it ever speed up and then slow back down? Or is it just a slow down and then speed back up? It's very difficult. Brian, so would these two systems this week be relevant to the LRC? Yes. As a matter of fact, if we look, cycle day 45 and cycle day 49. So hold on. Cycle day 45 and cycle day 49. I love having this data just so easily accessible. Cycle day 45 and 49. So it would be November 23rd and November 27th. Yeah, nice chilly stretch of weather for us. Yep, so that goes back to November. Good question. Yeah, we need to get Gary on so that we could chat. And now, as we're all continuing to follow this, it will be fascinating to learn and to learn. Jenny says the yucky weather tomorrow looks to make a mess of the big cast celebration tomorrow night at the Magic Kingdom. I'm sorry. It does. It really does. I'm sorry. Dana, comparison was spelled wrong in case that will be used on TV. Oh, okay. I'll have to text Kellyanne about it. Who did you do the hurricane season forecast with again last season? You guys were spot on. Jeremy Nelson. And Jeremy and I, our Februaries are going to be spent together working on the hurricane forecast for this year. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be working on the forecast again this year. Good times. And we'll bring it to you. Our goal, March 1st, our goal is to bring you the hurricane forecast. It's super early, but at least gives you an idea. Yeah. Sonia, good morning. Addie woke up saying we had snow. It was frost on our grass. Well, it's funny. I took a picture of the neighborhood, and it was all frosty. And what I thought was particularly interesting, my house, my solar panels there, all frosted up, and yet my my house is generating 2.6 kilowatts of power. So yeah, even frosted up, we're generating power. Good times. Any questions, by the way, before we wrap this up? John David says, everyone relax. I asked my Yankee friends to come down and collect their weather. Oh, good. Thank you. We need that. We need it to be taken out, brought back. But I will tell you, if you look at the LRC, this moment in time where we are, which today's January 24th, so it's cycle day 43. Cycle day 43, we have a cold stretch of air. Yeah, we've got a nice cool stretch of air. Looks like starting to warm up again by cycle day 58, which cycle day 58 would translate out to be February 8th. So late January, I feel like I told you this, by the way. I feel like I told you this at the beginning of January. Like late January, early February, we're in a cold stretch. And then getting into February, we are going to start to warm things up. It's very clearly laid out in the LRC. It's all laid out there. Yeah, so absolutely. Absolutely in line with where it should be. Tara, my mama said February is our coldest month. Like you said, compared to other areas, we are really good. It's true. Tomorrow's going to be a crummy day, though. It's not severe weather, but it's cold and it's rain. Sorry about that. Ugh, I'm sorry. Jan, is Dad moving to rehab this week? Yeah. So Dad should be moving to rehab today. He's kind of been in a holding pattern. there's not much change from yesterday. He's been in a holding pattern. We just need to get him to a rehab hospital where we could start working on getting, think about his muscles and the atrophy and all that. So that's our goal. We're going to be working on that over the next couple of days and weeks and months, frankly. I was told that we had the option of having him move to the rehab facility this morning at 2 a.m. or this morning at 9 a.m. And I believe that we had elected for the 9 so that Dad could get like a nice night's sleep because we need to continue to get his circadian rhythm back in. So, I believe that my goal is on my lunch hour to visit Dad at the rehab facility today and be able to get back to work and not have to drive to and from DeLand. Not that I don't love DeLand, but it's a real schlep. So, for what it's worth, that's my goal. All right. One more look at Futurecast just because it was asked. Tonight, overnight, we start to see showers, and notice there's 8 a.m. tomorrow, showers around through midday, showers, rain, lots of green on the map. It's going to be a crummy day, all right? I'm sorry. Tomorrow, rain and cold, so have the rain gear handy, all right? All right, I will see you for the afternoon coffee talk at 3:30 today, and in the meantime, be the sunshine in someone else's day, would you? Be good. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you guys. I'll be posting updates